Hi, I'm Deborah Especht and I'm here to have Munch with Muzz.
Hey!
Did that sound rude?
Lunch with Muzz now. Lunch with Muzz.
So, Muzz, tell us what we're doing today.
Today we're going to make macaroni cheese. Notice I say macaroni cheese and not mac and cheese, which seems to have changed everywhere.
Macaroni and cheese. That's a classic, isn't it?
It is a classic, and I'm going to make it using cashew nuts.
Oh, very exciting. Right,
Yeah,
wow.
It's really quick and really easy and really nice.
Okay, can't wait. So talk me through it.
Okay, so looking at the ingredients here, I've got some cashew nuts here that have been soaking for about half an hour in water, which I'm going to drain off in a minute. Now, I'm making enough for 2 people, namely me and you, and that is about 1/3 of a cup of cashew nuts, which have been soaking. Or if you prefer to work in grams, I've worked it out as about 50 grams, but you don't need to be hugely exact.
Okay, I have a couple of questions already.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if you didn't soak the cashews?
I don't know. It might interfere with the Earth's crust. I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know. I think it would. When I don't soak cashews, I use cashew nuts to make my version of palm vegan, using half nutritional yeast flakes and half cashew nuts, which gets ground to a powder. So it will just go like breadcrumby, powdery. So this makes it go creamy.
Right, and when you say cup, you were holding a funny red thing there.
Yes.
So you don't actually mean a cup as in like a cup of tea. You actually mean this is a cup.
No, it's an actual measurement. And it's very popular in American recipes. If you kind of go online and things like that, they're always using cups. So I tend to sort of work in grams, but I tend to not work in exact amounts, if I'm honest with you, and just go by eye.
Oh.
But for the purposes of this, I'm trying to give proper amounts.
Okay, so where would you find these little things then?
You can find them, they'll have them in supermarkets, things like that, cooking shops. They're easily available.
Okay, okie doke. And then what else? What do we have here?
So what else I've got here is I've got about 100 millilitres of soya milk, but you know, it will go quite creamy, so you could just use water, to be honest with you.
And could you use other non-dairy milks?
I'm sure you can. Some of them are more heavily flavoured than others. I certainly wouldn't get the sweetened ones. I personally wouldn't be using almond milk because that's got quite a strong flavour. So something really neutral tasting.
Okay, so like oat milk, for instance.
Yeah, that would work well, I think. And I've also got about the juice of half a lemon, or it's about a tablespoon of lemon juice there. A little bit of garlic, just a small amount.
Just one clove.
That's half a clove.
Half
I might
clove,
even just not use that much as well, to be honest with you. I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay. And that kind of helps with the colour of it as well.
It's very yellow, isn't it, turmeric?
Yeah. Little bit of chilli powder.
When you say a little bit?
A pinch.
A pinch, okay.
A little pinch. And I've got some white pepper and some rainbow pepper. Ooh. Whatever pepper. And some salt. And some nutritional yeast flakes. Ooh. I use these a lot. It's basically deactivated yeast flakes, and it's got a really nutty, cheesy flavour. It easily melts into sauces and enhances the flavour of pretty much everything.
So what would be activated yeast flakes?
I don't know. You'd probably be able to make bread with it, though, I should imagine.
And what does it look like? It looks like fish food.
It does look like fish food.
Wow.
It's mighty tasty.
Oh dear. Does it taste better than it looks then?
I think you know it's yummy. You know it.
I do.
So know it. Okay, so I've also I've got here some. Well, let's start with pasta. I've basically got 2 generous portions here. It's about 90 grams of pasta each.
Yeah, that's a lot of pasta.
It is a lot of pasta, but we are both
get through
quite piggy, aren't we? I
We
know
are.
it's going to be hard, but...
Yeah, we'll manage.
and I'm going to fry some mushrooms to kind of top it with.
Oh, what kind of mushrooms are they?
They are chestnut mushrooms.
Chestnuts,
In fact,
okay.
I got these ones from Sainsbury's, and they are fortified with B vitamins.
Oh, okay.
I know, it's a
all
bit
chestnut
weird.
mushrooms mortified?
Mortified. They did look a bit embarrassed, to be fair, when I got them, but at the same time, I don't know. It sort of had vitamin D in there. I don't know how you would do that without making them the dreaded GM type monster.
I see.
But I don't know. They tasted nice.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to fry those off. I'm going to also sort of sweat these down and put them in with the pasta as well.
Okay. What are they?
That's an onion, that's
Onion.
a chopped up onion,
Okay.
that's a bit of spring onion, in case I feel like I want to just put some on top.
Okay, on the top. And so what was the yellow thing? Is that butter or something?
Yeah, it's vegan marge.
Vegan marge,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so turning my back to the camera, I'm going to just put some of this in here and
Zoomed on
sweat
your
off.
face then, sorry about that, sorry audience.
I'm going to put some of this in here.
Nice pans.
Thank you.
That's not a euphemism.
It does rather sound like a euphemism, but I will take it as the compliment it's intended to be. And oh, right, I'm getting confusing myself now. So I'm just going to melt that, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil in there as well.
Oh wow, okay, oil and butter.
Yeah, just so that it reaches a slightly higher temperature. Lots of people go vegan because they feel it's more healthy, or for environmental reasons.
Yeah.
And those are important to me too, but my bottom line reason 100% is ethical.
Yeah.
Just always has been for me.
It's a bit difficult though to be a completely ethical vegan, isn't it? Because when you find that almost everything you eat, well, I may be exaggerating, but a lot of stuff as a vegan that you find still has palm oil, for instance, which is a complete nightmare.
I know, it is a complete nightmare. And palm oil is in pretty much everything.
Yeah. But you have to cross the line you have to draw the line somewhere.
You have
don't
to draw the line somewhere, and the thing is, if we start talking about that, we're gonna get caught up in the cul-de-sac.
Oh, we could talk about it for hours, couldn't we?
I know.
The bottom line is really, if everyone did something ethical, then the world would be a better place.
This is it, and the whole palm oil industry. There's a lot of them that say that they're sustainable.
Yeah.
I tend to think by virtue of the fact that you've planted a whole bunch of palm in order for the palm oil industry, it's going to be sustainable because you have it there.
Yeah.
So you would keep continuing it.
Yeah.
So I do worry it's a bit of a greenwash. At the same time, I think it's better to have that than to support that than, deforestation and stuff.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And so going back to your lovely meal,
Yes.
which I can't wait to eat. So would you be able to make this with different types of nuts? So you're making it with cashew nuts.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if you did it with something else? I don't know, Brazil nuts or almonds.
I haven't tried it, I will be honest with you. I imagine if you did it with hazelnuts, I don't know, you might get an army of squirrels descending upon you. I've certainly had squirrels visiting this
Have
flat.
you?
I used to have a squirrel that used to come in and sit on my lap.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, a squirrel caller.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, back to here. So I'm now ready to kind of put together the cheese sauce. So we've got the cashews. I'm just going to drain those off.
So remind us, just for our lovely audience, so that's how many cashews would you say? Well, maybe not how many cashews, but what
It was about 50 grams,
50
which was
grams,
about
okay.
a third of a cup.
Okay, I'm not even going to try and count them.
but
That's
I'm-
quite a few.
Don't think you need to be that exact.
Okay.
I might make this and think, oh, perhaps I should have gone a bit heavier on the cashews or whatever. It's not an exact science.
Okay. And that's quite reassuring actually for people who don't really know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Because it's not like baking, is it? Because baking you really have to be precise.
Baking is like a science. You have to be precise. This style of cooking, you don't. And I'll be honest with you, I don't entirely know what I'm doing. I'm making it up.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's reassuring for the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I reassure myself.
Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. 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 Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars.
The brighter lights, they make me feel so free. The brighter lights, they make me feel so free.
Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. 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 Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars.
So put those in, I've got it's like a ninja-y type thing or a blender.
Oh yes.
Yep. So I'm just going to add the ingredients now. So I've got the milk there. Going to add the yeast flakes
Fish
here,
food.
the fish food.
Mustard.
And yes, so I've got lemon juice here.
And so again, can you use any type of mustard? I'm going to get around you.
Yep, please do. You could use Dijon. I just happen to have English mustard, so I'm wanging that in. Also, I think this might be, or I'm already sensing this might come out a bit too thick.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably loosen it up with a bit of water.
That's good to know. So if the sauce gets too thick, just put water in.
Exactamundo. So now I'm going to put the little bit of garlic in. Don't want it to be too overpowering, so I'm going to keep that there. Got a little bit of white pepper. Oh,
And again, you don't really measure, do you? You just kind of just throw it all in.
I'm just going to put it all in. Bit of salt. I've got a bit of chilli powder here. I'm just going to put a bit of a pinch in there. And sort of forget where I've pepper, white pepper up the nose. Did I add that? I can't even remember. No, I haven't yet.
So remind us what that is.
This is turmeric,
Oh yes.
and you know it's a key ingredient in curries and things like that.
It's supposed to be good for you as well in terms of health.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
meant to be really good for you. I think it does things to
Yeah,
the
it does
blood
things, yeah.
in a good way.
Does good things.
But it also, you know, makes everything really yellow.
Yes.
I've got white pepper flying around, so I might start sneezing in a minute. So I'm just going to put a small amount in there.
Oh, I can smell the pepper.
I know, made a bit of a schoolgirl error there, didn't I? Okay, I can already sense that this is going to go too thick.
It looks quite thick,
It
yeah.
looks quite thick, so I'm going to add a bit of water here. And I'm very much doing that by eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to wazz that up. Waz being a technical term.
helpful piece of equipment, isn't it?
Really super helpful. Yeah, I think you need a liquidizer for this, because if you had one of those hand blenders, I don't think it's going to be quite so easy. You would, yeah. So apologies for the noise, but I'm going to do this for about another 20 or 30 seconds to try and get it really smooth.
Tried to be a bit arty and just focus on what was on the table, and then realised my glass of wine was there, some empty
yes, you have been unmasked. It's been a hard day.
It has been a hard day. It's been a very long day.
We deserve it.
We deserve it. And it is organic and vegan as well, of course.
Very good. So I'm now going to put the cooked pasta in here with the onions that we've already cooked. And I'm just going to put the stove on quite low because it's all a bit cold now. And I'm just going to simply pour this into here.
It's definitely starting to look like macaroni and cheese.
Yes. So all I'm going to do in here is just basically heat it up.
Heat it up and stir.
And I'm going to test the seasoning. This is the best thing that I can say to people is just keep tasting.
Yeah.
Keep tasting.
Do you think it's hard though to work out when you taste something to work out what's actually missing? Do you need a bit of not training, but you need a bit of practice to work it out?
Yeah, I guess if you're completely new to it, it might be. But if you like, it's like, does it need a bit more saltiness? Does it need a bit of sharpness? Could it use a bit of sweetness in some way? And then you would put in those ingredients that would provide that. So obviously in this case, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of salt, because you can always add more after.
Yeah.
It's had some lemon juice in there as well, and that adds some sharpness to it, which offsets the creaminess, which is quite nice.
By the way, we're doing a really good bit of product placement on your TikTok teas behind you. Just thought I'd mention it, just so that people don't think we're sending a subliminal message. Your TikTok teas.
TikTok teas.
Yeah, that's tea, isn't it? Yeah.
There we go.
Tea, yeah.
I didn't even know what that was, so I buy it, but clearly I'm not up with the programme. Right, is this hot yet? But that's quite a good ratio, really, of the sauce to the cheese as well.
It is looking delicious.
Yeah, so I'm going to get some plates out now. Or some bowlage.
And so for people like me who do like to have quite a few vegetables on their plates, what could you add? Because I know mac and cheese is literally usually just mac and cheese, isn't it? But what vegetables other than onions could go with?
I quite often add some leaves of spinach just to wilt down in it.
Okay.
And had I remembered that I liked that, I might have got some, but I forgot. I'm going to add a tiny bit more water to this, just because as it's heating up, it's kind of, what's the word?
They're drying out.
Yes, there's a technical word for it, isn't it?
I don't know. In French, I have no idea. Evaporating. It's the same word in French, actually, I think.
Your English is better than mine, I think. So, yes, you could. I think broccoli would go really well with this as well.
Okay.
And you can always add things on the side.
Yeah, because it's nice to have like a rainbow on your plate. They say is actually the healthiest thing to do is to have all the different colours of the rainbow. Isn't it?
Some red pepper, which if you char it under the grill, completely blacken it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sneeze in a moment.
I won't film that, but we definitely heard it.
Oops, sorry. What was I just saying? Yeah, red pepper, sort of like with the skin off, sliced in, probably work really well as well.
What could we add for the purple of the rainbow? I guess maybe red cabbage. That kind of turns purple, doesn't it, when you cook it, I think?
I wouldn't be adding that in this.
No, that doesn't
it would make the
sound
whole
appetizing.
thing. No, I think it would be dreadful.
Yes, that's a terrible idea. Don't listen to me.
But by all means, Debs, you can add whatever you want. There are no rules.
True.
But
true.
I suppose, you know, with a pasta bake, I would be adding a lot more vegetables like courgettes, mushrooms, things like that. And a pasta bake obviously goes in the oven.
So would you actually, could you actually put this as it is now? Could you put it in the oven and just turn it into a bake?
Yeah, you could do. But with a macaroni cheese, I tend to keep it really simple, you know. So I like to kind of put the onions on, mushrooms on the top.
Oh yeah, nice little addition.
That's just how I like to roll with it. I'm just going to put a few spring onions there as well. And finally, I've got here some salad sprinkles, which are quite nice topping. They're bacon flavoured, but
Obviously vegan bacon flavoured.
yes,
for everyone
vegan
watching.
bacon flavoured, of course. And they're sort of made from breadcrumbs, pretty much, I think.
Okay. What do you think adds the bacony flavour then?
Well, it's a kind of like a smoky flavour. That's kind of what bacon flavour is. It's
Yeah.
kind of a umami, salty, smoky flavour, isn't
Yeah,
it?
probably kind of what you get in a lot of crisps, isn't it? That are actually veggie, but they don't expect them
Yeah.
to be, but they are. Oh, this looks delicious.
Yeah, so here we go, Debs. I'm going to get you to try it now.
I'm
First
going
of
to
all,
try
zoom
this.
in.
Look at this. I actually feel quite sorry for our audience. I'm not going to get to eat any of this. Not sure how much you're going to be able to see with all my hair, but anyway, facing the audience. This is delicious.
Yeah, gets the Deb's seal of approval.
Definitely the Deb seal of approval.
Excellent.
Thank you, this is amazing.
Okay, well that's brilliant. Here we go then. We've got
Let's sit down and eat it now.
sit down and eat it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. 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 Munch with Mars now. Munch with Mars. Munch with Mars now.